The other day I got a comment that said something to the lines of, "Barry, you seem to get more enraged with each video, and I do not intend on becoming one of those people who sits on YouTube and complains about things that annoy them, and I promise that I'm not going to turn into that guy. I want to make positive videos on topics that can improve society and how we look at each other, the way we look at tech, and both sides to a stigma. So without further ado, here's a list of things I dislike. Phone notifications are one of the most annoying things I feel I have to deal with. Every time I get a new app, it asks you if you want to turn on notifications for it, and if it's a social media like Facebook and Instagram, you think, yeah, I think I'd like to know if someone DMs me or tags me in something, so you allow it, and it doesn't take long for you to realize that you've just signed your life away. Every second there's someone tagging you in a video or a photo, or putting your name in the comments of some stupid article that you never have time to read. Facebook has that new streaming feature where you can go online and you get these notifications from these stupid teen girls who think it's really funny to go online at 1 in the morning and your phone loudly and annoyingly wakes you up to tell you something you don't care to know. But the absolute worst one is when another app will tell you to send everyone on Facebook an invite to the app you're in. So 1.5 million times a day, I get a message that says, "Megan has invited you to play Candy Crush." Megan, I have turned you down 1,000 times. I don't want Candy Crush, and if I did, it's on PC, so screw off. Now, of course, you have the option to turn off notifications, but God forbid someone has a baby or throws a party and invites you through Facebook. I'm going to be the only one who didn't show up because this anti-social network made you think it would be a better idea to send an invite to everyone you know instead of giving me a call. Which brings me to my next thing. I hate talking on the phone. Now, I used to love talking on the phone. I did it all the time. But recently, nobody has any phone etiquette. My brother has got to be the worst person you could ever talk to on the phone. I swear to God, his best friend called him up one day while we were driving in town. And this was the exact conversation. Phone rings. Brr, brr. What? Huh. Yeah. Okay. See ya. What the heck is that? You do not pick up the phone and say, "What?" You say, "Hello, how are you?" And this is why I like texting so much better. Not only do I get to improve my own spelling and become a faster typer, people actually seem to have a little bit more etiquette. At least the people I text do. And don't get me wrong, I have no issues with anyone who calls me up to tell me a story or ask if I want to hang out. But when people call me up just to talk, if you want to talk to me, we can hang out. I like talking to people face to face because I'm a people reader. I like seeing your hand gestures, your body language, your facial expressions, and I like hearing your tone of voice all at the same time. I get more out of that, and I don't want to hold a tiny little cancer machine up to my ear for hours. On the topic of texting, though, there's one thing that really bothers me about this. When I text and I have something to say, I write out the whole paragraph. But I know way too many people who will write out half sentences at a time, and I despise this. I really shouldn't be telling you guys this because now you're probably going to do it to me every time we're in Steam messages, but now that I've said that, if you do it now, it will be unoriginal, so I win. Moving on. The third and final thing in this list is people. Wait, what? Barry? I thought you were a people person. Well, let me explain. I'm an extrovert when I'm around people. I like being around people, but when I'm in my house, I like being alone. Like not being bothered. And the thing that bothers me is not people alone. It's people coming over unannounced and unwelcome. Even if it's one of my mother's or brother's friends who's been invited by them, I get super annoyed when people come over and I get no warning. Now, I liken this to spiders. If I see a spider outside, that's fine. It's their environment, I'm in their territory, so I have nothing against them. But if they invite themselves in and try to stay too long, it's time to die. This may be a little harsh and illegal when compared to humans, but I really get annoyed by this. I like my heads up, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to surprise someone. Just surprise me with a text before you ring my doorbell. I know everyone gets annoyed at different things, and some people find one thing you really dislike to be kind of cool, and it's odd what can set us off. I've met people who snapped at the smallest things, and I know people who are super patient regardless of how stressed out they are. I tend to be very relaxed and go with the flow with pretty much everything, but there are things out there that will leave people asking, "Barry, are you triggered?"